We've played in top 25 matchups. We've played rivalry games. This game is neither of those, but it is arguably the most important of our season as we head to Northern Illinois in the regular season finale. A win pushes us to that MAC championship game, and with that, perhaps a much better bowl game as well. But when it comes to late season drama, you can't get any better here than the MAC conference, with 4 teams tied at the top 5 and 2. Now, the unfortunate part is we've lost to one of those teams, 22-3 against Toledo. But we also wiped the floor with another 45-27. And for Northern Illinois, all the way down here in the bottom half of the MAC, they simply look to be game busters today. With the same overall as ourselves, they have not done well when it comes to conference record. And in fact, they don't seem to be able to decide if they're going to be a good team or a bad team, losing some bad ones and winning some good ones. But what is certain is they have the top running back in the MAC in Telly Johnson Jr. And he leads by just over 100 yards, a total of 1,149, 8 touchdowns. But they're also massively suffering when it comes to injuries. Foot fracture has a safety out in Jasper Beeler, and 2 of their receivers suffering major injuries, a broken fibula for Gary Givens, as well as a broken tailbone for Dane Partridge. But as we hit the field on a rainy day, it makes the game plan pretty simple here for Coach Ty. Take away that run. But with the rain, you also got to worry a little bit about turnovers. As Harris has us underway, he takes the return down the middle to the 22. And rain or shine, it's cutoffs for Coach Ty as his offense takes the field. Christian Berry was huge for this unit last week, 2 touchdowns. Garcia just as big, over $150 on the ground. Starting with Bailey, who gets dumped in the backfield. Overall goes as a loss of 2. Hard count doesn't work. They look to go to the air here. And launching this one downfield, it's Garcia who gets speared in the back. And in that process, ball is jarred free. So a 3rd and 12 here. Bailey returns to the backfield as they look to throw, slipping down, though ultimately dropping that one, almost popping it back up for an interception. A quick stop from the Huskies defense. That unit has been pretty hot and cold this year. Telly Johnson heads on out here, leading Northern Illinois, though it is not him in the backfield. Instead, they hand it off to a receiver, breaking a tackle. Ultimately slowed down by Bryant, his own teammate, but it looks like a holding call. Or actually block in the back. We'll have this one backing up. Coach Ty going to catch a early break here when it comes to the defensive side, but still no Johnson out there. They go right back to him and chopping him down, this time just a gain of 4. Now checking the depth chart, that is Chris Cougar listed running back wearing that 83, but it's Johnson checking in there. A short run, and then it has him set up with a 3rd and 3, though Macon will look to go to the air. Williams provides that pressure, but he does not contain him. Scrambling out, Macon converts, and it's a 1st and 10 plus side as they look to go to Johnson here, trying to find that cutback, but wrapped up by Kaysen and company. So far, the backup returning out there right now in Kruger, 83, has had a little bit more success on the ground. The 2nd and 9, they bring 4, passes outside and broken up. Well-timed hit, Gissendanner. Forcing a 3rd and 9 with trips to the left-hand side. Macon looking like everyone's going deep downfield, one-on-one. Boma tips it away. Unable to pick that one off with the steady rain, but forcing the punt we'll take nonetheless. Option offense, flipping this one out, it's Garcia. Spin move, not going to work that time. McGarrell coming down, stuffs it for a loss of 3, and it's back to a pistol-tight look here. To Shields. Rolling, throws this one outside and dropped. The offense definitely struggling out the gate here. Is it the rain or is it the defense of Northern Illinois? Well, we'll find out as this game marches on. But a 3rd and 13 with quick pressure. DeShields wrapped up and will force yet another punt. Well, this game turning into a battle of field position as we got 4.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and that scoreboard still stands at 0 apiece. Tight end motions over. Johnson hops over the down defender and picks up about 14. An impressive run for the MAC leading rusher as they look to go right back to him into the blitz and still picking up 9. The game like this one is where you need your defensive interior to come through. Bunch on the right-hand side as they will look to go for the pass. This time we pick up that sack. Kanan Williams. And it forces a 3rd and 7 at the 34. And for Coach Ty, facing a offense here with the Huskies that can hit big. Really want to make sure you pick up the stop here as they flood everyone right-hand side. Quarterback steps up, takes a big hit. Kanan Williams. But it will be Andrew Glass coming out here now. This one about a 45-yarder. He's hit from 52, but around 60% on the season. That'll be one for the made column. A key set of 3 points there. Give the Huskies the lead. All right, now their opponent in Kent State has not managed more than 3 plays an offensive drive. Starting back at the 23. Sticking with that option, it's going to be DeShields. He's got a first down here finally for the Flashes. Taking a bit of a late hit as he goes out at the 48. And that should have us close to positive yards. Finally on the day. As we move inside, 2 minutes to go here. First quarter, Garcia down the middle and smacked around. He's still waiting to find some positive yardage with a gain of about half a yard there. It's 2nd and 9. As they will look to go to the pass here left side, it's Christian Berry. He's got a sky up, but he does bring it down. With a 3rd and 1. Though a long one there, almost about 1.5. Double A gap look here. Garcia running right through it, following his blocks and rumbling down to the 23. The offense finally picking things up here. Hicks checks in, but it's going to be a pass. Outside and thrown well behind the target. It's picked off. And getting the tackle, luckily, is DeShields. But that one should have been far outside. Under pressure, he threw it inside, and they're bringing out the dog bone here with that INT. The struggles for the Golden Flash offense continue. Their defense trying to keep them in this game. As it is Huskies up 3 here. What could be the final play of the first quarter. Flooding it outside. Broken up Kanan Williams. With that one hitting the turf. Does stop the clock for now. 12 seconds to go here before our first intermission. As they have a little bit of motion setting up Johnson. He's a shifty back, patient back. He finds 6. But ultimately, it finds us into the break here. First quarter has come and gone with very limited success for the Kent State offense. Their defense keeping them in this game, forcing 1 field goal made by the Northern Illinois Huskies. Have them up 3-0. And I'm sure Coach Ty coming up with some middle of the first half adjustments. With a 3rd and 4 beginning the second half. And it's Abu Hamde. Johnson not getting by him. That's another punt forced. But at some point, this offense has to come through for their defense. With a 1st and 10 at the 21. And again, going triple option. Barely getting this one out. It is to Garcia. As Garrett Masterson, for the upteenth time this season, is down on the field. I know one thing he's going to have to work on in the offseason, and that is staying healthy. But for now, we're still playing for some big-time games as Newbin checks in and, frankly, does not get the block on the outside. But once again, the offense dealing with another 3rd and medium here. DeShields tries that hard count to no avail. Throwing, and he has Etheridge weaving through the defense and to the 44. There was a lot of hope around him at the beginning of the season. It was not the year he was looking for, but he could still have a big impact on the rest of this one. Throwing under pressure, and Martin couldn't squeeze it. I'm sure the rain having some effect on that, but gotta wish he would hold on. 2nd and 10. 2 spread either side. RPO, they flip it outside to Realist Clark. Looking to pick up a few. And I'm sure on top of that, Coach Ty trying to spread out the defense here, give him a little bit of space to get that run game going. But another 3rd and 6, second one this drive. Clean block as it's going to be DeShields scrambling here, sliding down plus side. Good usage of the block there to find that space outside. With once again 2 spread to both sides. Throwing right side, but well overthrowing Etheridge. It's going to be difficult to get the offense rolling smoothly here if you can't connect on those short passes. 2nd and 10, they're back to the heavy set. It's Newbin down the middle. He shucks off 2. 3rd one brings him down. We'll see if they can convert yet another 3rd down here, this time needing just the 4. DeShields gets Masterson to jump early, returning to the game and backing up the offense. Never mind the more favorable down. Instead, 3rd and 9. As it looks like DeShields out there barking a few calls. Brown looks to be the recipient far on the outside. Pressure building. DeShields scrambles outside, taking the hit, but coming up just short. But it doesn't look like Coach trusts his kicking game here. Goal line set on the field. 4th and 1. Fullback Bailey is short of the line to gain. Huskies, they got some great push up front. And Bailey definitely came down about half a yard shy. Another offensive drive that nets them nothing, but a big answer here is Rich. Defense once again coming through for the Flashes. It's a sack. Actually, no, they do count that as a gain of 1. RPO dumping it off to the tight end. Big hit from Young. And actually looks to shake up Applegate. Hopefully he ends up being okay. It is good to see Young out there. Got a bit shaken up last week. He's been the core here on the defensive side for Coach Ty, who brings the pressure here, making throws, open target, and a 1st down plus side. A great job of sitting in that pressure as well, remaining composed as Johnson once again stonewall. So far, this defense really has taken away the best part of the Huskies offense. Macon going to be forced to beat him, or perhaps this second running back in Kruger. He's been getting all the space. Johnson has not. That's got the Huskies down inside the 30. Pressure quickly brought, spinning off of 1, shimmying off the 2nd, and Young comes over to clean it up. But I guess if the traditional running game not working for Johnson, might as well get him involved in the pass. Applegate returns and taken down at the 2. It takes us through the 2-minute warning with a 2nd and goal. Tight look here under center. Single back set. Throwing over the top of everybody. Ultimately, that leaves a 3rd down here. 3rd and goal as they will look to pass. Setting up the screen. Johnson taken down as he crosses that goal line. Tucker just a little bit too late, and Northern Illinois with a 10-point advantage, as Kent State has not been able to find a single point so far today. And Johnson finally finds the blocking he's been looking for. With less than 2 minutes to go here in the first half, can DeShields finally get this offense moving? They've been sluggish, to say the least. He finds Barry on the short crosser. They'll look to go hurry up off of it, as they're going to have 2 options, the right-hand side, 2 to the left. Though Brown going to come in motion. Look for him late. Make sure you get that 1st down, and it looks like he will. Will this dink and dunk do enough to get them down to the end zone here? About 1:20 to go. Under pressure, high point, but caught by Brown. Tackled after a gain of 5. Once again, we'll have to go back to that hurry up. DeShields getting them set up. 2 receivers to the right. Barry Brown to the left. Snapping that ball. Another drag route. A little high. Martin gets the grab this time. Picking up that 1st down. Pausing the clock for a moment as they look to get reset. Still all 3 timeouts in that back pocket here for Coach Ty. Throwing quick outside. Another high point. Barry taken down inbounds. A quick throw like that should have you very much out of bounds, stopping that clock. Not getting it there could definitely be costly. As they are back set, getting some more motion. Trying to set up the screen. It's out to Garcia. Looking to get to the outside, utilize some blocks, stiff arm, and getting out of bounds at the 29. Well, so far this drive working. Gotta finish strong. At the 29 with 30 seconds now counting. Throw is outside, and Etheridge can't get by. Timeout comes in from Coach Ty. Did like the decision, though, from DeShields. He just didn't get the block on the outside to help set him free with a 2nd and 8, 25 to go. Rolling to the right here and checking down is Garcia, who gets out of bounds, definitely taking a late hit. But we haven't seen those called very often here today with a 3rd and 7 to spread either side. Bringing the blitz, it's out to Garcia. He's got to get on his high horse, get that first down as he converts. Timeout 2 called. 14 seconds. With the field closing down here, can you find that end zone? DeShields rolling to the right-hand side here. He's got his inside man. Brown drops it. That might be one of the first times we're pretty happy about a drop. Keeps some time still here on this clock. DeShields barking out a call there. He has a bunch to the right-hand side. As they look to roll to the outside. Tossing this one up one-on-one. Etheridge can't snag it. And that was your shot at the end zone here. Now 2 seconds. You've got to settle for 3. Left hash and sneaking it by the left upright. We will end the first half with some points on the board. Our best drive yet, but we left a lot out there in that first half of play. And even with that, we are leading in time of possession, leading in passing yards, leading in rushing yards, 4th down conversions on our side, just under an average yards per play. So we're playing well enough to be in the lead. We got to convert a few more opportunities, and we need the defense to continue the good work from that first half. They shut down Johnson 9 out of 10 times. He got that touchdown to put them in front. Some good things happening there. Now we just need to build. We'll begin with our best foot forward. Defense on the field, starting at the 25. As they go play action off of Johnson, a well-thrown ball making downfield. With 2 of their receivers out with injury. A lot of them stepping up in this one. A big gain on play 1. Motion in tight is Bryant. Johnson down the middle, stuffed in the gap. Rich involved on that tackle. Gain of 2, it's 2nd and 8. Safety's playing down, but backing up here pre-snap. And waiting. Here comes the blitz. Irwin picks up the sack coming down from that strong safety position. It's now 3rd and 15. For that Husky fan base, they're just waiting till this game gets blown open, but it has not happened yet. Meanwhile, Coach Ty would love to get a stop here on the defensive side. Pressure builds. Campbell, a step late to potentially force a fumble, but we will take that punt. With the defense getting their job taken care of, we need to do that on offense. We start at the 26. And keeping this one, it's out to Garcia. Fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage. Definitely not the start to the drive you're looking for. Losing 2. A bunch to answer to the right-hand side here for Drew DeShields as they bring that blitz. He looks to leak out, but contained. Just not quite finding enough space there, Drew DeShields. Great play, though, from the edge. The 3rd and 12. Don't bite on the hard count. Wide open, though. Barry is outside, running under it, converting and passing the midfield line. A massive grab for the tight end. And with 2 touchdowns last week, helping actually land a tight end in recruiting as well. I'm sure he would love a little bit more action. Good step downfield is Martin, looking to run under it. DeShields puts it on the money. We tie this game up. First possession of the second half. The deep balls coming in clutch here from Drew DeShields, answering from a rough first half there. And it looks like the passing game might have to lead us the rest of this way. I'm sure the defense also very much appreciating that score. A little bit of a breather for them. The wide open Northern Illinois looks to answer quickly on the deep throw. Macon showing off his own accuracy, threading the safeties. All the way to the midfield logo here marked down at the 47. 2 into the right-hand side, quarterback keeper, and stuffing it is Boma. A smart call, though, there from the Huskies. Johnson has been their main man all season, trying to get a little something cheap off of him. Kanan Williams with pressure, forcing that throwaway. Once again, defense with a 3rd and 10 here. They've had a lot of good third down distances. Just got to make sure they get one more play here. Campbell forcing that ball out. Gissendanner, clean tackle, open field. And another punt. Now we've got to keep the pedal to the metal here. Find a lead here in this one in enemy territory. We start at the 28. Hard count, no one fully offering. And stepping up here to Shields with space. He's got a whole lot of it. Midfield and crossing midfield. A big scamper there from Drew DeShields. He's had some up and down play all season long, but you got to remember the man is a freshman and he's gone to work this year. Still trying to get that hard count really rocking and rolling. Thrown outside here. That's going to be Hazim for a short gain. And honestly, any steady gain we get, we'll take right now. The 2nd and 8 at the 46. They look to go with a draw, but eaten up. Seems like no one's going to be allowed a solid rushing game in this one. 3rd and 11. As they look to get the screen out to the outside here, Garcia will find some, but a 4th and 4. You're at the 41. Now it is risky, but risk has been the name of the game this year here for Coach Ty. Offense stays out there. Hard count 1. No one jumps. They try it again. A whole lot of early movement. Masterson talking a lot of trash out there, but this one, once again, seems to be on him. That's just a perfect example of how you could talk that talk, but ultimately, you got to walk that walk. Huskies ball here as they once again will look to go to the air. Thrown underneath to their running back, Kruger. He's got 3. Pretty good coverage out there as well. With a 2nd and 7. Johnson down the middle following a big block, and he's got a big gain. One of his better runs of the night. Has a 1st and 10 as we move inside 30 seconds here with the motion. Changing up their format here. Bringing the blitzes, Coach Ty. Open downfield, but broken up. Couldn't quite see who that was in coverage. Might have been Gissendanner, but banged up following their last drive, but he's back out there trying to help put them in the MAC championship game. Under pressure, sack, no, throwaway. Macon doing pretty well with that as well, limiting the negative plays. But they need 10 here on 3rd down. Meanwhile, the defense would love to get off the field yet again. Throwing downfield and stepping too far down was Irwin, but it confused the receiver and he drops it. If you want to talk about perfect examples, that's one of looking to run before you have the ball. We take over 5 seconds to go here. Back of the 37. Speed pitches out to Garcia as they try to get outside quickly and away from this defensive interior. Picking up a few there. Sends us to the 4th quarter. A 10-point ball game and a battle for a chance to play in the MAC championship and try to keep a lot of these players around. Especially in today's game where people are looking to move around a lot. Championships help out. We've got 9 minutes to try to get our berth to our first one. Throw is outside and caught Barry, who cuts underneath 2 defenders, cuts under a 3rd. A big first down there on 2nd down to the opposite 40. Have yourself a day yet again here is Barry. Now everyone playing down here. Coach snapping that ball. It's Newbin down the middle. He's got 9. Very much, though, taking their time to decide how they wanted to attack that one. And it looks like they are actually chewing clock here. And flipping this one, it's going to be Etheridge. A little design play for him. Spin back inside. Cannot break through the final tackler, but down inside the 15. Kind of makes you wonder where some of that has been this season. 1st and 10. in the red zone. Once again with a keeper, flipping it outside a little bit behind Garcia, though good adjust on it. He's got 3. They're doing a pretty good job as well here of trying to suck down this defense. Setting up a new play here to spread either side. Snapping that ball, throw is underneath, but bobbled and dropped. They're at least a good spot for a field goal in terms of range. A little bit too far to the right for perfect kick attempt here, but you would love to get a first down. And scrambling around, looking to get outside, opens up down the middle. Drew DeShields scrambles to the end zone. And for the first time tonight, through the rain, Kent State with a bit of a golden horizon as they find the lead through Drew DeShields, leading them back here in the second half. Now, it'll also be important to keep an eye on the bottom score tracker as well. See if we get any updates on a Toledo loss. As Johnson trips, Maddox probably going to get credit with that tackle. He was the closest defender. Loss of 1 as they look to set up a screen to the outside. Abu Hamde, what a play! 1 defender on 3 blockers. That's going to force a 3rd and 11. Under pressure, passes out, but somehow this time Abu Hamde doesn't get the tackle. You get that one, you're standing in a pretty good spot, but instead it's 1st and 10 here at the 33. Macon looking to go back to the air here. He checks outside to Johnson, chopped down inbounds. Though Zeke Kaysen shaken up on the play, that will stop the clock. Horrible timing for that to come in. Hope he's okay. He's been a solid part of this interior front 7. 2nd and 5. Quick throw is going to find the first down. RPO hits the tight end for Macon. It's a great read against the double A gap look here of the Kent State Golden Flashes. As they look to go to Johnson, he spins off 1. Kanan Williams there to help out. And the good news here for Coach Ty's defense, Kaysen trotting back out onto that field. Looks to be a little bit heavier tape job on the ankle. As it's going to be a scramble here, Macon to the outside, converting the first down to the 35. Macon has them on the move here inside. 3 minutes to play. They need a touchdown to tie. Looking to go to the air here and to the right-hand side. 4 has been solid for the Huskies. With Lewis snagging that one, it does give number 200 in terms of completions this year to Macon. He's been, once again, pretty solid for the Huskies. Missed a couple opportunities as he finally finds the check down here. Breaking the tackle is Kruger, and he's got the first. Very much some sloppy tackling whenever running back 2 has checked in here today. But a 1st and goal. They hand it off. Johnson gets the juke, and he's got the game-tying touchdown. As we'll have inside the 2-minute warning here. To get back in front, a field goal would do enough. But for the Huskies, that drive was enough to tie this game. 17 apiece. And you got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. Huskies, they only have 2. But DeShields goes down. Definitely not how you're looking to kickstart this drive. A loss of 6. They look to answer by going to spread either side. Pressure builds. It's out to Garcia rather quickly. As he looks to cut back inside, he picks up a pair of more blocks. He busted to the outside by the 50. Finally pushed out at the opposite 45-yard line. What a play from Gavin Garcia. But why not also give Drew DeShields some love there? He took a hit, setting that play up. Looks to get a little bit of a breather here as Newman is the guy behind center. Keeper for him. He busts this one outside. He's got a lead blocker who does not lead block, but he is down to the 17. Timeout Huskies. At this point, you would love to find a way to milk all 1 minute and 1 second off that clock. 1 timeout remains for the Huskies. Bailey on the carry. He's got them down to the 8. Final timeout call. And honestly, if you're Coach Ty here, you don't need that end zone. Field goal can do here. Just set it up, a chip shot down the middle, or Bailey getting tackled there, shifts it slightly to the left. They'll let this clock roll on down. With a 3rd and 1, just to the left of dead center. It's back to Bailey. Down the middle, he has the end zone. And it is the lead for Kent State, 24-17 with 17 to go. You gotta hope, though, that that does not give them a chance to try to tie this one. Did the defense let him score on purpose? But frankly, with how that drive started, you can't be anything but happy with how it ends. 24-17, and with the ball finally over to the Huskies. Quick pressure, Maddox. That is your ball game. They should not have time to get back here and snap this one, but just in case, let's back up this defense, and they've got more speed than I thought. This is it. Barring a penalty, bouncing off of one, that is the dub. But coming back 10-3 at halftime, only finding the 3 points there late. A great showing in the second half, a great showing of resilience, and a whole lot of teaching from Coach Ty. Keeping them aggressive throughout. They played clean ball out there in the second half. And with that, they're hoping to hear some pretty big news. But before we find out championship potential, we land John Killebrew, the corner to star out of Atlanta, Georgia. But there would be no good news following Killebrew as we reach conference championship week. We are not playing a game. But for Coach Ty, he is getting a contract extension, locking him down for 5 years as he just, with a good bowl game hopefully to come, put together the best season for Kent State since 2021 with a chance to do better with a bowl game win, in which case would be the best season since 2012. But from there, we would get our bowl game, the 68 Ventures Bowl in Mobile, Alabama, against Coach Ty's former team and his hometown team. But before we go, I'm sure you all are wondering who ended up being in the MAC championship and who won it. And that would be the Buffalo Bulls, a team we decimated early this season. It was arguably probably our best game of this season. Miami of Ohio we didn't play against, but the good news is Toledo didn't make it. But Buffalo takes it 41-38. As for the other conference championships here, the American goes to University of Southern Florida, 31-26 over Tulane. ACC goes to Miami, 34-31 over Clemson. Big 12 belongs to the Texas Tech Red Raiders, 24-16, played them earlier this year. They currently are ranked third in the country. Big 10 is Michigan, 42-28 over UCLA. As for Conference USA, that belongs to Liberty over Middle Tennessee, 38-30. Mountain West, UNLV taking down the Boise State Broncos, 29-21. SEC goes to the Gators, currently ranked 1. Texas, ranked 4, they lose 37-34. And rounding us up is the Sun Belt, going to Southern Miss, 31-16 over Georgia Southern. Unfortunate for us, we did not make the conference championship in season 1, though we came up so close. As the big board reads, with every team picking up a win there in that final week, it really didn't shuffle around at all. Miami ends up dropping to second, Buffalo goes to first, but we all finish with a 6-2 conference record, and I'm sure that is something that Coach Ty will be using in recruiting when we get to it on Monday. We will look to do an off-season stream on Monday, so make sure you're sticking tuned by hitting that bear icon on the bottom right or scrolling down, hitting that sub button, and tapping that bell icon as well. But our season is not done yet. We will look to get our first trophy here under Coach Ty, beating his former team in the Arkansas State Red Wolves in the 68 Ventures Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. Despite not making the MAC championship, leave these guys some love. Smash that thumbs up button. It was a great season here for Kent State, the best they've had in quite some time. Let's finish it strong, especially as not getting that championship game might hurt us when it comes to players transferring away.